Good morning, Titans, and welcome back to this edition of Titan Television. I'm Julia Williams.
And I'm Tucker Thompson. On this episode, we'll show you several new additions around West.
And you'll also get to see how some students kept busy over the summer.
All this and more on today's edition of Titan Television.
And I'm Cody Ball.
And you're watching Titan Television.
Walking through West, you may have noticed some updates to the school.
Here is Jenna Tiedemann to give you an inside look.
Over the summer, multiple changes were made around West Campus. Water stations, new trash cans, classroom number signs, and window clings are a few small yet helpful improvements. The water stations not only make filling up water bottles much easier, they are also helpful for the environment. The window clings add additional safety to classrooms. This check-in desk was added in the main hallway to speed up the attendance process as well as increase security. A major renovation took place in the field house with the addition of a brand new gym floor and bleachers. A major highlight for seniors is the addition of the countdown clock in the commons. These are just some of the improvements that Leasant West has planned for the future. Make sure to be on the lookout for more. With photographer Julia Williams, I'm Jenna Tiedemann, reporting for Titan Television.
While there may have been many new additions, some are taking longer than expected.
Well, the project for the stairwell, when we first sort of diagnosed the issue, we felt like we could solve the problem by a company coming in, tearing out the concrete that was there, and then just repouring new concrete, and then kind of doing what they call sandblasting the metal pans, clearing out the rust, and then repainting them. When they came in to tear out the concrete, they realized that the damage under the concrete was much worse than they had thought. So there was no way to save the metal pans. So the metal pans had to be torn out, which was not part of the original scope of the project, and that has just taken a lot longer to get done. We hope to have it done early September.
Speaking of steps, one senior is taking steps to prepare her for her career.
Jenna Tiedemann and I got to talk with one student who gained firsthand medical experience as a high schooler.
Senior Anastasia Moore not only had an opportunity to experience medicine firsthand, but she was able to travel to Vietnam to get it. Last June, Moore attended a congress in Boston, Massachusetts, hosted by the National Academy of Future Physicians and Medical Scientists, where she found out about a program called Future Docs Abroad, which would allow her to travel to Vietnam for a medical internship.
So there were things that you can see in Vietnam that you would never be able to see in America, especially as a high school student.
Fast forward a year, and Moore traveled with 100 other students from North America to Hue, Vietnam for 2 weeks to intern at the Hue University of Medicine and Pharmacy. While in Vietnam, Moore had the chance to shadow doctors, attend lectures, and even observe a few surgeries. The surgeries Moore watched include an endoscopy, ovary removal, and a transvaginal hysterectomy. This internship not only taught Moore a lot, but also confirmed her career path.
Medicine is such a powerful thing, and it's something that you really have to have a passion for because it is very difficult.
Moore even has an idea of what specialty she wants to pursue.
I think I want to go down the path of being a cardiothoracic surgeon or like a pediatric cardiothoracic surgeon, because seeing the heart, knowing what the heart does, it's an amazing organ. I would be changing kids' lives, I would be saving kids' lives, and that's a feeling that you could never forget. I've always had a passion to do medicine, but I feel like this just validated that passion even more.
With photographer Tucker Thompson, I'm Jenna Tiedemann, reporting for Titan Television.
Moore wasn't the only student who traveled abroad. A group of West students spent 2 weeks in Europe.
Zach Calder has more.
33 students and 6 teachers traveled across Europe visiting Poland, Germany, the Czech Republic, and Switzerland. They also traveled to various war sites, such as Auschwitz, the deadliest Nazi concentration camp, and Nuremberg, the city where Nazi leaders were put on trial. Over 2,000 students competed in a summit where teams created various projects based on global issues. Senior Kathleen Brennicke's group ranked in the top 10, and their project is now being featured in the Nobel Prize Museum in Stockholm, Sweden.
Our problem was that this girl, she goes out of focus a lot and loses place in conversation. So we created an earpiece for her that goes around your ear and it monitors your brain waves. And whenever it senses that you're starting to go out of focus, it'll vibrate to bring you back to reality. And then it repeats the last 10 seconds of the conversation so you can get back into it and you don't have to ask questions about what just happened. Still doesn't quite feel real, honestly. Still hasn't settled in. It's been a month and a half. Still doesn't feel real. But it's amazing.
Lee Summit West plans to repeat this trip in 2021. Reporting for Titan Television, I'm Zach Calder.
Senior Gabby Cifuentes recently got together to perform a song titled One Voice with students from Lee Summit and Lee Summit North.
It's just like a song about coming together, and when it's by students that are doing that, I think it's really great.
With less than a week to prepare, the three performed before a crowd of thousands in an all-district staff meeting, and the three never dreamed they would get the response they have.
The video has 40,000 views.
Cifuentes can't wait to see where it leads as its popularity continues to grow.
One spirit, one voice.
And now we'll send it over to Cody Ball with Titan Sports Update.
Good morning, Titans. Welcome to the first edition of this year's Titan Sports Update. I'm Cody Ball. As the school year kicks off, our Titan athletes are busy preparing for their season. Softball starts their season tomorrow with their jamboree at 4 here at West. They will then begin tournament play on Friday at Adair Park. Volleyball has their jamboree tomorrow night at 5 in the field house before traveling to St. James on Saturday to take on Blue Valley Southwest. Girls tennis sets to begin their season on Friday in Columbia in the Grade 8 tournament. Boys and girls cross country get their season underway Saturday morning with a tri-meet at Lee Summit North. The boys swim team kick-starts their season with the South Rock Invite in Blue Springs on Saturday. Next Tuesday night, the boys soccer team kicks off their season with an away game against Park Hill South, before the home opener next Thursday night at 6:30 against Lee Summit. And last but not least, the Titan football team had their jamboree last Friday night at Raytown South High School. This Friday, they traveled to Park Hill to take on the Trojans in their first game of the season. But first, here's something to get you ready.
Who's man enough to be successful or fail in front of their teammates? That's what this is about. You learn how to succeed. Great day today. Great day today.
Good luck to all Titan athletes and safe travels. That's all for this edition of Titan Sports Update. Back to Tucker and Julia.
Thanks, Cody. With so much to look forward to this year, we wanted to take a minute to reflect on some events that happened while we were on summer break.
Kennedy Kavinsky recaps a few news events that happened over the summer.
The summer started off with the Toronto Raptors defeating the Golden State Warriors on June 13th. This was the Raptors' first ever finals appearance and, of course, first ever title claimed. The Raptors were not the only ones making history in June. On the 30th, Donald Trump became the first U.S. president to step foot on North Korean soil. North Korea's Kim Jong-un greeted Trump with a handshake and said, "It is good to see you again." Moving on to July, humanity faced its hottest month in at least 140 years. Scientists claim this is due to greenhouse gas emissions, and the trends seem to only be on the rise. July was also a pretty monumental month for the U.S. The United States women's soccer team defeated the Netherlands 2-0 and claimed their third world title. American pride was evident amongst the country as our girls swept through the World Cup. At the end of the summer, 22 people were fatally shot in El Paso, Texas. Hours after these horrific events, a gunman opened fire in downtown Dayton, Ohio, and claimed the lives of 9 others. Mass shootings and the issue on gun control have become a main focus in the media and in political debates. Check out LS West Online for more stories on current events and news around our community. Reporting for Titan Television, I'm Kennedy Kavinsky.
Titan Time starts tomorrow. Here are a few reminders.
Be sure to check your Titan Time schedule every morning. It's a good idea to check it at the end of third hour before Titan Time begins.
Emails are sent daily if a change has been made to your schedule. However, the email is generic and will prompt you to check your calendar. Best practice is to check your calendar every day and not rely on the email.
Make sure when checking your schedule that the correct current week is selected on the calendar. If you're looking at the wrong week, you may miss an assigned Titan Time.
If you're unsure, get an error message, or have issues looking at your schedule, ask a teacher or go to administration and they can look it up for you.
Students are welcome to be a walk-in in any classroom, as long as they're not distracting the teacher and other students. You will need to check in when you arrive to the classroom using either the QR code provided or a sign-in sheet.
The library is open, but it's on a first-come, first-served basis. The first 150 students will be allowed to enter. Other students will have to find an alternative location.
The courtyard is off limits, and students down in the commons must be in a seat. Students will not be allowed to leave a location without a hall pass once Titan Time has begun.
Tardies will be counted during Titan Time. The cafeteria and school store will not be selling food until 10:10, so students need to report to their location immediately and then ask for a pass reminder that students are not allowed to leave the building during Titan Time.
Be sure you know where your teacher is located so you're not counted absent. Some teachers may be in different rooms. Missing an assigned Titan Time will result in an office referral.
There will be an academic 180 room for students on a red card. They will report and sign in with an administrator in the lecture hall every Titan Time unless they are required by a teacher for tutoring. This will be reevaluated every 6 weeks, or if a student gets off a red card by having their grades up to a C- or better. Failure to report to the 180 room will result in a disciplinary action.
Titan Time is a great academic and activity support system here at LSW. Whether you're seeking help or just need a place to finish an assignment, Titan Time provides that extra couple of minutes to get work done without having to come in before or stay after school.
That's all we have for this edition of Titan Television. I'm Julia Williams.
And I'm Tucker Thompson. Have a great week, Titans.
I'm Kennedy Kavinsky.
And I'm Cody Ball.
And you're watching Titan Television.